Welcome back to Windfell Farms and our review of the Bwine F7 drone, focusing on the initial startup and flying. All right, so now we're going to start this thing up and give you a good idea of just the sequence. So first thing we're going to do is turn this on in the back. You'll hear it ping at you. And then I'm going to go ahead and start up this controller. And that's going to connect. That'll take about 20-30 seconds. While we're waiting on that, I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to go into the Wi-Fi, and it will come up here in a second. And you'll see how this is connected now over to the controller. Now we have a Bwine started, so now we're going to select that. All right, and then we're going to go back over to Bwine, and it's going to come up with this menu. We're going to skip this first one, and then we already did all that. All right, so once you get everything paired up, you're going to see this message where it's calibrating it. So we're going to spin this drone around this way, and then we're going to spin it. Put you down here. Hold on. I'm going to spin it this way.
GPS mode.
And so that is just calibrated horizontal and vertical positioning. So the next thing we need to do is we're going to set it down here on the ground. All right, grab the controllers. So now, when we're doing the controllers, in order to sync the camera looks relatively straight now. So we're going to sync this thing up, and when we do that, it's going to give us this message on the screen that the camera now has been calibrated. Once that's done, and you do that by going to 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, and it takes about 4 seconds, 3-4 seconds. And then once you do that, you can pull down to 7 and 5. So now we started it. And you'll see here that we're in GPS mode. So now we can raise it up. See that we're showing it here. And we're just going to land it down here. And then we're going to land it. It's kind of tight in this little spot over here, so pardon the amateur flying. So as you can see, the drone works relatively well. It's easy to control even in these tight spaces. Best thing to do is just sometimes take your hands off the control so you can let it settle and go from there. If you look up here, you can see that the iPad has the actual view of the camera in it, and so I can pick this up, take a look outside and whatnot, and that's the camera that you'll see. So it's pretty clear video when it's close, not as good when it's over 300 feet, 400 feet away. So just as a reminder. The other thing is let's talk again about these things up here. So this is the Wi-Fi, this is the battery and the controller battery in the drone. You'll see that right here there's no SD card in there. If I had an SD card in there, I could tap on that and format it. This here basically, I believe it basically tells me whether or not I got enough signal strength in there to control the drone. Once it gets down into the 1-2 range, it kind of just does nothing. But I'll have to do some research on that, and I'll make an update in comments if it's different. But other than that, that's the biggest thing. You can go into pictures on this thing. Of course there's no pictures, but you'll see up here there's photos and videos. This is where you would select them and then download them. And when you download them, it downloads into your photos for your phone. And then you can get, so that's the ones that are on your phone. If you want to get to the ones on the SD card, you would select the SD card. Of course, there's nothing there, so it doesn't show up. You would download those from that card in that setting. So all in all, that's the Bwine F7 drone. Happy with it so far, other than the fact it's got a little bit shorter flight time that I wanted. But all in all, it works pretty well. If you like what you're seeing at Windfell Farms, please subscribe. Send in any comments or messages to us. We'd be more happy to respond. Take care. Have a great day. Thank you for watching our Bwine F7 drone review. If you like what you're seeing at Windfell Farms, please click subscribe and send us any comments you may have. Take care.